Happy birthday, Mira. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I've been so mean to you lately. Hi, this is Cass from Aussie Cass Plays, and welcome back to the priest generation of my medieval legacy challenge in a very foggy Windenburg. It's not because it's foggy, it's because I've had to take extreme measures with this save file. The end of the last part, my frame rate was abysmal. It got really very, very bad. It's bad in this save. I think it's because of the amount of CC, the age of the save. Obviously, we're like 5 gens in now. There's a few things going on, but one of the things I've done is turn my render distance down for this save. So it shouldn't affect my other saves. Maybe a fog has risen in. There's a curse on the kingdom. It's a troubleshooting process, guys. I'm sorry. I hate it. But, you know, it is what it is. I can't afford a supercomputer to play The Sims on. So this is not a bad computer. It's like a gaming computer, but it's about 3 years old. And The Sims as a game is a behemoth. So it is Mira's birthday today. You may notice she's talking to someone who may be a bit familiar to you guys. A very important guest. Lord Lucas Ward has come to visit. And the main reason I brought him over was actually because I took photos of Gabriel and Bartholomew to be at the Ward estate, because obviously Gabriel is the heir and I thought Judith would want something, and I decided to use photos rather than trying to sort out paintings because there's enough going on in this file. And I invited him over, and of course the second I start recording, the baby starts crying. All right, I've got Jacob taking care of the baby. Anaya's not here. She's actually at the Goth estate. She's visiting with Monique, and they've kind of given Mira take the day. She's had a lot going on, so Jacob is doing his very best. He's just got parenting level 6, so it's not that he's a bad parent. He's actually very good. But Lucas is having a chat to her. She's given him, oh, he keeps trying to go upstairs. She's given him the pictures of the kids, and he's a nice guy. He's just come from the Goths himself. He saw Anaya there. He was passing on a message that, you know, she would be late. It is quite late now. It's evening. Then he was sort of asking how she was going. Of course, as soon as I say Anaya's not home, she actually came home. So I guess I'll have her come in. Yeah, Lucas, he's feeling a bit melancholy. So these guys are a little bit they're kindred spirit. It's saying he's inspired. It's because he's in the church. But he's basically saying, hey, what's going on? And she's explaining her mother just passed away. Her sister's missing. Probably presumed that she's met with foul play, I expect. And Anaya's going to come through and I'm going to have her... She's not going to be rude to Lucas, but she's a little... Because, I mean, her eldest is his heir, but the look she kind of gives as she comes through is a little bit like, oh, it's you. Like, she's not happy to see him. Now, I'm actually going to get her to come up here and make Mira a birthday cake because this whole day has gotten away from me. So Anaya's gone to make a cake. She was not happy to see Lucas here, but she's trying to put a brave face on it, and he's asking some very probing questions, and she's basically explaining, my mother passed away, my sister's missing, I was working at the university and I've just been asked to leave. And he's like, well, why? And she's, in a moment of honesty, is telling him, I was doing teaching work and that offended some of the old guard at the university. And he's like, a little bit offended by that. I think, tell about promotion. That is so hard. She's going to tell him about the promotion, but in the context of, and then I was fired. You know, my supervisor, the department head, thought I was good enough and wanted to elevate me to department head. He's an older man. He wanted to retire and have me take his place. He was told no, so he's not happy either. And Lucas is very outraged by this. You'll see how quickly they've become friends. So Lucas is intrigued by Mira. He can see she's very bright and he's asking if it would be okay with her if he corresponded with her. And she's saying yes. Other people will probably assume there's something there, but Mira's not kind of getting that vibe from Lucas, and Lucas isn't putting that vibe out. I've told you guys before, Lucas is gay. He's not out gay, but he's gay. He's definitely not interested in Mira in that way. That's what that's all about. What Anaya knows that Mira does not yet is that one of the reasons Lucas was in Windenburg was he was actually betrothed to Monique Goth. The wedding was meant to go ahead, and he called it off. It wasn't ready to go ahead imminently. It wasn't going to happen, tomorrow or anything. But he was in town, in theory, to plan said wedding, and he's called it off with no real explanation. It's one of those, it's not you, it's me. Obviously, we knowing his situation, can understand. He doesn't want to marry Monique, who is expecting, to be a wife and a mother and all of that kind of stuff, when he knows he can't, she can be his wife on paper. I know I said I was going to give Mira a rockin' birthday party. It's not quite happening that way. Happy birthday, Mira. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I've been so mean to you lately. I mean, she had a great conversation with Lucas, and he's a clever man and he's an intellectual. I don't think he's on Mira's level, but he is basically recognizing a kindred spirit in her. So she is now an adult. She's got some gifts, including from her sister, which we're going to pretend didn't happen. She would want to tell Jacob first about the situation with Monique. In a way, it's actually good for these guys, for their family more broadly, if Lucas doesn't marry and have dozens of kids with Monique. The Wards and the Goths are both very powerful families, and it's a logical alliance. But obviously, if Lucas doesn't have kids, then Gabriel inherits, which we all know is what's going to happen because that's the way the challenge is set up. So Anaya feels conflicted because she's sad that her friend is feeling very let down. Monique is in her 20s now, which is old for a medieval woman to be getting married in their 20s. So it's almost like Lucas has kind of strung her along to the point where she's almost an old maid from a medieval point of view. And I think Anaya's probably angry at Lucas for doing that to her friend, supportive of her friend, but then also she is kind of happy that her son could end up inheriting the Ward estate. And it's her brother, so she loves him, but she thinks he's being an ass, and she doesn't understand why. She doesn't get it. So, it's a complicated family situation. I've just got Mira playing a game of chess because it was one of her wants. I'm actually going to have her just go to bed now. Oh, she needs to discuss her fears after fulfilling her wants. Jacob, buddy, can you come out for a sec? Your sister needs to discuss her fears with you. I like the wants and fears system. It's hard when you're dealing with a lot of Sims in a house because you end up having to ignore some of their wants. I like the fears. I don't like the fears about unfulfilled wants. That's the one that bugs me because I feel like it's coming up a lot. It's actually Coraline's birthday. Yeah, he's got work and I want him to get promoted. Although it's going to be a hard one because he's got a full bar. Oh, I forgot. This is a mod I didn't strictly speaking need, but I saw Lady Sweetheart had it and I thought it was adorable because look at those two. So it's the next morning. Mira's still asleep because she was up the latest. And yes, my needs glitch is still here because she has no moodlet. So that's fun. But Anaya is talking to Jacob about everything that happened with Monique because she couldn't really do it last night. She was asleep by the time he came to bed and she didn't want to talk about it in front of Lucas, who was kind of hanging around before he then went off to his, hotel or boarding house or inn or wherever he's staying. She's kind of saying, look, he broke up with Monique, and then she's probably wondering because she saw him and Mira together whether there's anything there, and he's saying, well, what do you think? He's your brother. If anyone would know, it would be you. And she's saying, well, Lucas has always been very hard to read. He's never really been interested in anyone romantically. His engagement to Monique was an arranged thing. They were betrothed from when they were kids, so it's quite a big deal for him to break that off. All right, look, I love that you want to check on him, and yeah, his attention is actually, well, it was low, but why don't we let Anaya deal with the kids, and you've got work in an hour. I don't want you to be late. So Mira, another thing that's on her mind obviously is Penelope. The Knights are kind of assuming that Penelope went wandering in the middle of the night because of being Fae touched. Maybe the Fae got her, maybe it was a burglar or some kind of criminal. She's run afoul of ne'er-do-wells. They are mostly assuming that she's actually dead or has been whisked away by the Fae. Mira knows something they don't, which is that Penelope was asking a lot of questions about vampires prior to her disappearance. Now, what she's reading is Encyclopedia Vampirica Volume 1. She got a hold of a copy and she's researching vampires because she's thinking, well, if my sister has run afoul of vampires, I kind of want to know what I'm up against here. If she's run off to join some kind of vampire coven. She's getting a call. Now, this is her department head, the one who tried to promote her, Professor Mark Bowling. So he's good friends with Mira. That congratulations was probably a, hey, can I come over and see how you're going? Now, we've had our garden glitch. Everything got small. The bugs are flying up high like there's a tree there, but everything has reverted to nub status, as I like to call these little things, which is very annoying. I figured when she's done, she's going to get changed. I'll invite her professor over so she can have a talk to him. So she's learning about garlic braids, which is great because I actually wanted to have her make some garlic braids for the house. At the moment, we don't have garlic braids. We actually just have garlic. So I'm going to invite Professor over. Like I said, I wanted her to have a bit of kind of confidence built in her. And he really believes in her that she could be a brilliant scholar and is a brilliant scholar. He resents just as much as she does the sort of her being put down purely because of her sex and gender. Buddy, I know you want to play with that, but you actually have maxed that skill and it's your birthday in a couple of days. Where are you going? Wait, why are we... I'm gonna tell her to come back. Anaya's leaving and she's getting a friendship boost with someone. What on earth? I don't understand what's happening. I'm gonna reset her and teleport her home. This is very strange. Okay, she's at home. Oh, it was with Olive. Let's do a respectful introduction to Olive. Now, Olive is probably in a pretty good mood. She can get married now. So she is going to be marrying Merle. It's actually kind of organized now, which is good. Murch and Gerard have come to an agreement. I'm actually thinking of moving Merle, Murch, and Olive, like keeping them, because I don't want to lose Gerard's house when he passes. And because normally it would go to the male child, but the male child in question has gone to the church instead and we only had one son. Normally I move the girls out and they live elsewhere, but I actually want to keep the house in the Whitlock family. So I'm actually thinking the surname will change, but I'm thinking Olive and the others are going to move in there. Maybe Murch was renting. I think it could be something along those lines. Like they actually can't stay where they are for whatever reason. He's come all the way up here and he's talking to Olive. Now, this is her department head. This is the man that really kind of built up Mira's belief in herself. His name is Mark because after I put the word professor in for his title, I only had 4 characters left. What's the matter, buddy? Oh, you had a potty incident. You are so close, my little guy. Why don't you sit down, guys? Why don't you all sit down and chat? If you want to sit and chat, that's fine. Sit down and chat. I'm glad Mira's getting, like, she's in a better mood. She still is feeling sad, but that's slowly going down. And she's conquered her fear, so she's feeling confident, which is great. All right, Jacob's come home. He did not get promoted. He's made it like a third of the way to promotion, so maybe 2 more days. The baby has been driving me absolutely insane, so I am dead keen to age her up as quickly as humanly possible because she just won't stop crying, like constant needs. So I'm going to get him to come up here. Oh, by the way, I didn't actually mention it, but I've changed the sizing of these rooms. The wall used to be 1 more square across because it was Mira's bedroom. And I decided, because there's twins in here, because the air is in here, I was like, let's make this room a bit bigger. Because that way when they age up, they can fit a bed here each and share. And she will be able to fit a bed along this wall. It's not ideal. Oh my hecking. This baby is... I am losing my mind, you guys. She just does not stop crying. She just doesn't stop. So I'm going to get him to remove the onesie and then we will age her up. All right, little Caroline. Oh, I put the wall up and then we couldn't see her. She's doing that thing where her head like becomes multiple heads. It's actually, now that the game's freezing a little bit, you can really witness the horror. All right. Oh, Paige Galahad. Oh, that's Eleanor's son. They called him Galahad. I don't know if I told you guys. Her and Asher had a son. They called him Galahad. He got his black hair from his daddy. She is a pain in the bottom. So if she gets fussy or clingy, I would not be surprised. Independent. But maybe she was a pain in the bottom because she's like, I want to change my own diaper. And she's like an infant and can't. Oh, someone with Anaya's hair. That's nice. Starting to think we're going to just have little blondies. Obviously, I'll give her a makeover. The hair can stay, though. That hair is... I mean, it's too long for a toddler, but at least it's a medieval haircut, right? Now, if you're wondering about the twins, their birthday is in 2 days. My goal for this, by the time Gabriel is a teen, I would like Jacob to be done. Because if I can do that, when Gabriel becomes a teen, I can move him in with Lucas. And we can start the noble gen. I mean, teenagers in medieval times were considered responsible adults, which... is wild to us in the modern context, but it's true. First of all, it's your daughter, so you already know her. Second of all, sniff and introduce. And now he's dancing, holding her. Can I reset you all? Anyway, I'm going to give little Caroline a makeover to put her in a medieval garb. I really don't have that many suitable toddler outfits. There's really only one set of long dresses that I have for toddlers. So it won't be a surprise to you guys. You'll have seen it before, but I will get it done and then I will show you. Alright, you guys, here's little Caroline Whitlock. I did change her eye colour because neither of her parents have brown eyes. I decided to go for Jacob's eye colour because he didn't get the look in with the hair, so I thought I'd split the difference. I thought about changing her hair because it is very long. Like, you'll see I was having a look through the hairs, but I decided to leave it, so it's fine. I know it's not very realistic, but there's a lot about this challenge that isn't super realistic, mainly, you know, the vampires and all that kind of thing. So I've mostly used this dress because I think it's cute, but I've given her lots of different colours. So we've got like a formal wear, she's got little gloves. This is a very plain sleepwear. We have party, same dress. We'll skip swimwear because it's not relevant and I actually didn't set it. Then we have hot weather, which is a different dress because, you know, didn't want her to melt. And we have cold weather. She's got little gloves on. I think she is a cute little bean. So I'm going to wrap this part up here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. The main scandal / drama in the world at the moment being the whole Ward goth rift, because I do think that the goths are probably a little bit put out. They're not mad at Anaya. Anaya's obviously indignant on Monique's behalf, and I think if the goths tried to ostracize Anaya as a result of Lucas's behavior, then Monique would take them to task, because those two are best friends. It's a bit awkward at the moment, but I'm going to leave this one here. If you have enjoyed, please like and subscribe. You know the drill. Don't forget to wash your hands. And I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.